What up, everybody? The voice of reason, Zoe Williams, and the ZoWhat Morning Show is back in the building. Do we have a little feedback? I think it's coming from the TV, maybe.
I turned it off.
Yeah. How's everybody doing? Everybody get in here. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, share it. I can still hear the feedback just a little bit. I don't know where it's coming from, but we got it. Everybody hit the like button. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, is in the building. You're listening to the ZoWhat Morning Show. Listen, tomorrow is April 1st. And like I said, I always start this off by reminding people of this, man. When you were young, it took a long time for the year to go by. This year is flying by as fast as 2024, as fast as 20. Somebody said, I can't hear anything. Is it good? 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you hear me? Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you hear me? 1, 2, 1, 2. Everybody say what up, what up, what up, what up. Like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to everybody in the building. Kim G, what up? Aight. As is commonplace, you guys already know. I was distracted. Like I was saying, as you get older, the years just move very, very quickly. Hopefully your year has been productive. Hopefully whatever you plan for in this year is coming to fruition. I hope everybody is doing good. They said the audio is fine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody, it's a must that you participate in some way, shape, or form on the channel. That's hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe, or support. There are multiple ways to support. We just started a goal. I made the goal for 3 hours. It's 3 hours. If we could get 30 super chats in 3 hours, the show is not going to be 3 hours long. So for the duration of the show, if we can get 30 people to drop a 5 spot, that's the donation, a 5 spot. And I would appreciate it if you did it. And of course, me, my moderators, and everyone else, we're going to shout you out for doing it. So please support best way you know how. Get in there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the share button. Down at the bottom, again, that $sign, that's the way you support the channel directly. Or you can give straight to my Cash App. My Cash App is $ZoWhatNetter. That's $ZoWhatNetter. I encourage you to go to my Cash App because I get it directly. As soon as I walk out the building, I'll be like, hey, they love the show. They appreciate what I do. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Support the best way you know how. Now, like it, share it, all of that. You already know we support Black-owned businesses here. I want to go back and talk about Skinner, Eye Clear of Sight. This was done by a brother by the name of Charles E. Grant Jr. Charles is on the West Coast, well, not really the coast, but Arizona, right? And I told you guys that I would come back to this. I would revisit this graphic novel. Skinner, Eye Clear of Sight. I love it. I want to show you. I mean, this is professionally done. This is a graphic novel by a brother, and I love it. Skinner, right? I love the work that he did here. Charles E. Grant Jr., creator and writer. Copyright 2024, man. And like I said, it's a graphic novel. It's a brother pulled all of this together, man. And the level of quality is extraordinary. And he sent it to me. And I'm so appreciative of the fact that he sent it to me, man. Like, he was like, Zoe, please check out my graphic novel. Look at that, man. That's crazy. And it's a brother. So like it's really high end. So I love the attention to detail. I was reading some of the story. They got some spells and incantations on the black side of the game. Hold on, my child. I got you. Look at grandmama putting that everything you do. Yeah, this is fire, man. This is fire, man. This is fire. Black owned business. Charles, man, I want to thank you for taking the time to send this to me. And I'm hoping everybody looks it up and finds you and goes out and supports it. You know, I don't see a website, but what I do see is an email, chaos25@gmail.com. Y'all holla at Charles, Mr. Grant Jr., chaos25@gmail.com. That's chaos with a C. chaos25@gmail.com. Please continue. Support that brother's work. I think it's pretty dope. If you're a comic book fan like I was when I was younger, the graphic novel is a new iteration of the comic book. More adult material, adult language, and graphic scenes in it, right? I'm not even going to tell you about the werewolves and all of that getting ripped to pieces and grandmama doing spells. Like, it's ridiculous, yo. This is dope. So that's Charles E. Grant Jr.'s work. Also, you already know what it is. He is risen. You guys don't stop buying He is risen. Don't stop buying He is risen. People are just going. I spoke with briefly with Dr. Russell, and he said, I'm on my way back. That was the positive note that I got from him. I'm in correspondence with his nephew. He said, I'm on my way back. So just remember, when you guys purchase He is Risen, you guys are really supporting Dr. Russell as well, because you have to understand, he built this business from the ground up, you know, and I always liken him to a Dr. Sebi. I believe his detox program saved me, because I was just on whatever. You know what I mean? I was just on whatever. But he lost everything in the Altadena fire. House, herbs, everything. Car, everything burned to the ground. So fortunate for him, his nephew had a stockpile of He is Risen, already packaged, already bottled up. He is Risen is a natural herbal complex that was put together by Dr. Russell Harrison and his nephew Alan. It's a herbal ED remedy, and for everybody that I sent it to, I've never had somebody say this don't work. I've had people say, I need 2. You got 2 more? So you understand what I'm saying? People from all over the country have been buying He is Risen. People have been reaching out. Zo, you got any more He is Risen? You got any more? Go to my website, MrZoWhat.com, and get your He is Risen. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Hit the like button. Share, like, subscribe. Share, like, subscribe. Share, like, subscribe. All right, go to MrZoWhat.com. Support. MrZoWhat.com. Support. Also, never forget Total Package Energy. Never forget Total Package Energy. Go to TotalPackageEnergy.com. Support. Black-owned business. Been in business out of the Bay Area. We've been rocking with them for nearly 10 years now, or over 10 years now. I can't remember. It's been a long time. Total Package Energy is still up and well, kicking and surviving. I spoke to that good brother maybe last week, and solid brother, good business mind, very intelligent, has a great product, supports the community in more ways than one. Total Package Energy, man. If you on an energy drink or you want a shot, go there. TotalPackageEnergy.com. Support. They've been down with us for the longest. Now, wait a minute. Is Kanye in the description? Okay, cool. All right, because this is, I'll get to all of that in a second. So we got Total Package Energy. Oh, also, May 31st. Y'all know what it is? Hey, man. Let me tell you something. We're going to act a complete fool on May 31st. Kevin Tate, Ron G, Christopher Johnson, PhD, Pacoya McCall Robinson, PhD. Y'all already know what it is. Oh, excuse me, Cy D, comedian Ron G, Ray Grady. You already know what it's going to be. Go to themiracleinglewood.com and get your tickets. If you're in the Los Angeles area, you got to show up. A relationship roundtable with comedians? Wait, how does that work? They're not going to be a part of the panel. So what are they going to, how is this going to, when I tell you, when you guys see what we got planned, it's never been done before. It's never been done before. This is where comedy meets connection. We're going to laugh and learn. We're going to grow and heal, but we're going to be rolling in the aisles. Question and answer session. What? Man, when I tell you it's going to be freaking ridiculous, I need everybody to go to miracleinglewood.com. Themiracleinglewood.com. Click events, scroll down, order your tickets. Buy 2, buy 3. People are going to want to be a part of this. And let me just say this. The clinicians, they're going to drop the deepest, most meaningful facts, because I know these two people personally. They're going to drop the deepest, most meaningful facts you've ever heard about relationships. They're going to crack you open, which is good. But imagine being cracked open while laughing. This is going to be crazy. Laughing and crying at the same time.
You heard of that absorption technique when it comes to vitamins?
Yes.
Well, the comedy opens you up with the laughter, and you can absorb the relationship information without any resistance. So it's going to be more impactful, more powerful.
Man, it's going to be crazy. When I tell you it's going to be crazy, Ron G's comedy on relationships is bananas. I've seen him work. He's funny as hell. I play hoop with Kevin Tate on the Foxhole basketball team when we won the Entertainment NBA's championship game. He lefty. He can hoop a little bit from Detroit. His relationship comedy stuff is great too. So that's going to be amazing. And then, of course, Ray Grady, the alpha male of comedy, has some profound thoughts on relationships. It's going to be ridiculous. You guys wanted me to do it? Well, I've done it. At the legendary Miracle Theater in Inglewood, themiracleinglewood.com. Go there right now. Go to events. Scroll down to the 31st, buy your tickets. All right, let's get on to the get down. Because I'm not going to be here long. Because I know I got Ray Grady in the building. I'm not going to be here long. I'm not going to be here long now. Wait, let me shout out my folks real quick. Bertha Davis, thank you for the Cash App. Curtis Beal Jr., thank you for the Cash App. Willie Johnson, thank you for the Cash App. If you want to Cash App me instead of going to fulfill the goal, that's fine too. But we have a goal here. We got 3 hours to fulfill the goal. 2 hours and 45 minutes already. We have 0 support on the super chat. So please, please, please support. Now let's get right into today's topics. All righty. Let me just say this. Let's just start Well, let me do this. Start here. Juju Watkins. I didn't get a chance to talk about her. Injured herself, tore her ACL. A lot of people don't understand. The ACL injury is not what it was in the 80s, early 90s, 70s, right? Even early 2000s. That ACL injury is not the same. Back in the 90s, you have an ACL injury, pretty much it's over. Your career is pretty much over. My son tore his ACL in 2014 when he was a junior, in high school. First game of the season, tore his ACL. The first thing they said was, oh, he's young. He'll be right back. That's what they said. Oh, he'll be right back. Now, there's two reasons for why they said that. One, because of his age, and two, because of the technology. And at the time, that's 11 years ago. Because of the technology and because of the advancements in rehab. But what they don't realize, and they're starting to better understand, and you saw this with Klay Thompson. Number one, you do get stronger, you get better, you get more athletic after an ACL tear. I promise you, you get better. Here's the problem. The problem is neurobiology. And a lot of personal trainers, physical therapists, they get it confused. This is what happened to D Rose. So when you tear your ACL, 6 months later, you're going to feel like, oh, I can go hoop. And you can. You physically can. But should you? Nuh-uh. The neurobiology of it all says this. When you injure say you tear your right ACL, your brain tells your left ACL, your left leg, your left side of your body, hey, we got to compensate. There's an injury on the right side of the body and the lower leg, lower extremities. Your brain takes over, and the rest of your body compensates for the injury. Let me tell you something. I got a video of my son 4 weeks, 1 month after surgery, 4 weeks into physical therapy, jumping 42 inches on a box from a standing still, just jumping 42 inches on the box. Boop. That was part of his training. It was part of his rehabs. 42 inches. Bang. 6 months later, they said, nah, you can't hoop, but you can go shoot. You can shoot around. We at LMU, I got a video of him dunking. So my son was trying to push the envelope. Him dunking. I said, hey man, what the fuck you on? He out there with his homies. Yeah, I can still, but look, boo. I said, come on, man. Turn that shit down. I had to watch this nigga because he wanted to push the envelope. But what they're understanding about the neurobiology, it takes the brain about 1.5 years, 2 years to turn off. Back to D Rose. You feel good after 6 months? After 9 months, you hell yeah, it's on. D Rose came back before his brain turned off. That's why the opposite knee ruptured, because it's still in compensation mode, right? It's overcompensating. It still thinks it's injured. And what you really don't realize is when you're going through that rehab, you have to rehab both sides. You got to do the leg that was injured, but you also got to do the other leg, right? Because if you don't, the leg that was injured will fuck around and become stronger than the leg that wasn't, which creates an imbalance in the body. So you still got to do both legs. So you really got to get your mind right, because oftentimes there's a fear associated with playing again because you injured yourself the last time just by planting. So what was wonderful about my son's rehab specialist, who also rehabbed him, and I'm assuming he's going to rehab Juju. I don't know Juju or her team personally, but what I do know is the guy who rehabbed New, his name is Christopher Powers, Chris Powers. He's at a place over here in Westchester called MPI, Movement Performance Institute. He's the best in the game at ACL recovery, at ACL rehab. Why? He's also a professor at USC, right? In biomechanics. So what he does is, and what I noticed was, what he does is he teaches you how to move and play the game without being injured. And what's crazy is while you're training, and I mean, he had the best of the best stuff. And this is 11 years ago. I can only imagine the techniques that they're using today. This was 11 years ago. New was on the treadmill that blows the water over your body, the lower half of your body, and you're running in this water. That was 11 years ago. You know, 11 years ago, he had all of these sensors on the ground, these weight plates on the ground. There's cameras all over the place. And when you do a particular move and you land on the plate, your weight triggers these cameras to go off, and then he's looking, oh, your hips are not low enough. Oh, your head and your chest is over extended out in front of your knee. That's Chris Powers. He's the best in the game. When New was working out, Giannis was in there. Giannis was with at the time, Giannis was with Kentucky or something, or whatever college team Giannis was with. He is the best at ACL rehab. He's literally the best. And like I said, man, that was 11 years ago with New. I can only imagine, like I said, he biokinesiology and physical therapy at USC. Right? He's a professor there. So I'm assuming she might go to him. I think she should. And then in terms of her coming back to USC, that's a tough one because the climate is different. She's making more money now with USC than she'll probably make when she goes to the WNBA. And I understand that the WNBA is trying or considering, a boycott or a walkout or a strike and all of this, that. Let me just say, I think it's an overreach to ask to be paid as much as a LeBron or a Steph and all of this and that. If the WNBA has lost money every year since they've been in business, they're 26 years old, 27 years old. If they've lost money, where does the revenue come from? So sometimes you have to repackage, you have to reinvent yourself. And I think they're trying to do that now. I think they've done a better job. No disrespect to anybody of any sexual persuasion. I'm not, but the misnomer or the perception was the league is too butch. The league is too masculine in terms of the imaging. So Rakia here in Los Angeles, Angel in Chicago, even Tia Cooper, who was in Los Angeles, feminizing and beautifying the league. It's not so, like hardcore. You know what I mean? And like I said, there's no disrespect, but it's about marketing. It's a package. And I'm not going to go as far as Shaquille O'Neal and talking about booty shorts and all of that. I think that was disrespectful and egregious to say. But there is something about packaging the beauty. Beauty and the Baller. Kind of like Beauty and the Beast. A beautiful beast. I think some synergy around marketing. And listen, that's no different than the music industry. As a former A&R, that's what I was looking for. I said, oh my God, triple threat. She fine, can sing, and writes her own music. Boom, let's get them in the studio. So it's not egregious to say the WNBA should try to repackage and rebrand around being a league full of beautiful beasts. Beast on the court, but beautiful off the court. I think there's a synergy there. You understand what I'm saying? I think there's a real synergy there, and they should capitalize on that. Should they ask for more money? Well, that depends on the viability of the brand, the viability of the company. The NBA is actually giving money and supplementing the WNBA. God rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was one of the first persons to throw on the WNBA hoodie and go out there and train the sisters who play in the league. Yeah, I think the players need to give the WNBA time to brand and cultivate, because it's still a young league. The NBA is what, 75 years old? It took the NBA a minute to get going. It didn't get popping until Magic and Bird. Before Magic and Bird, games was on tape delay. There was fights. Niggas was on drugs. It was wild. And then after Magic and Bird, that opened the door for MJ, Grant Hill, AI, Kobe. So it takes a minute. And I believe that Juju can be their MJ or Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. She can be the WNBA's, marquee player, kind of face of the league. There's a gang of players, women players, that are literally balling. The guards out of Notre Dame, the young guard, Flauge, what's her name? Thank you. We finally got somebody to hit it. Thank you. That's our first. We got 2.5 hours to get 29 more supporters. And we're only asking for $5. If you enjoy the content, please support. That was our first. Roderick Ray, what up? Thank you. Please jump in here. Follow Roderick Ray's lead. Support. We need 29 more in the next 2.5 hours. All right. But yeah, Juju could be Kyrie. Oh yeah. The guards out of Notre Dame. The sister Flauge, I don't know how to say her name, down at LSU. They got guards at South Carolina. The girls are starting to dunk. They don't have to lower the rim because the new generation, you got to understand something. I was trying to explain this to somebody else. In science, there's something called crossing the vector, right? Or in Schrodinger's box, there's the conundrum. Is the cat alive or dead inside the box? So the Schrodinger's experiment is this. If you put a cat inside the box and you put an isotope inside the box that will break down and become poisonous over time, if you put them both in a box and you close the box and you can't see what's going on inside the box, the question is the cat dead or alive? So most people assume, the cat is dead. Well, you don't know that until you cross the vector, which is open the box so you can observe. If there's no observer, what they'll say is the cat is in superposition, quantum superposition. What quantum superposition means is the cat is both dead and alive. because you can't observe it directly. When you open the box, you collapse the wave function, and then you find out whether the cat is dead or alive by observing it, right? So what that means is, quantum speaking, when you cross the vector, reality becomes real. Before the vector is crossed, reality is unattainable. What does that mean? Many, many years ago, who was the first person to run the 4-minute mile? Before that guy, whoever that guy, DJ Inglewood, thank you. We got 2. Let's keep it rolling. We got 2. Let's keep it rolling. Thank you for the super chat. The first guy to run the mile in under 4 minutes was seen as a superhuman, because before he did it, it was deemed as impossible to do. So
Roger Bannister was his
name?
Roger Bannister.
Roger Bannister. So when he did it, he did something called crossing the vector or breaking the vector. And what that meant was, from a psychology perspective, all human beings start to believe, well, if he could do it, I could do it. So you apply that same concept to women dunking. There are young girls who are dunking now on 10-foot rims in games. So now that the vector has been crossed, trust me, Juju is just the first. Watch what happens. When you see Juju, she got a handle like Kyrie. She can go right. She can go left. She can shoot the J. She can shoot the mid-range. She's a 3-level scorer. She can defend. She blocks shots. She's a big guard. She's 6'1". Like, watch. She's going to inspire a whole new group of women. I think the WNBA needs time to allow this new crop of talent to come in. And guess what else she is? You have to understand, she's in Los Angeles, see to Hollywood. So guess what? She's attractive. So she's on damn building down at right across the street from the damn, I was going to say Staples Center, but right across the street from the crypt, from Crypto. She's already big ass billboard covering the whole building. So that's the marketing piece. You feel what I'm saying? So the WNBA has to stay in this lane. And I'm not saying, oh, the prerequisite for getting on the team is you got to be a Ford model, even though there are some beautiful sisters, beautiful women. Who is the sister that Jaylen Brown is dating? She got cut from the team. HMP. She got cut from the team and went viral because people saw her. Joshua McRae, I've been following since 2015. Helped me grow as a man. Thank you for the knowledge. None but love, brother. We got 4. We got 4 out of 30. You guys, please continue to support. We got 5 out of 30. Alvin Kershaw. Let's keep it rolling. So, yeah, the WNBA Young League, I think it's too early to try to twist somebody's arm and get money. Should you try to get it? Yes, try to get your money. But I think the incentive for women is to stay in college because they're making more money in college than they are in the WNBA with the NIL deals. Stay in college, get those millions, stack your paper. But then I think at the same time, if that's the case, stack your paper and then come into the league and help build it. If you come into the league already a millionaire, I understand the standard. This is Western thinking. The standard is you're taking a step back for taking less money. But if you're already a millionaire, you're already straight. And you have relationships with brands that you made in college through NIL. So you can keep those brands to supplement the bread that you're not getting in the WNBA. Now, I know I'm asking you to take a pay cut, but you're actually building a brand. So it's kind of difficult to say, well, I'm building a brand, but I deserve this amount of money. But if they don't have that amount of money, and then you say, well, let's boycott, what you're going to do is lose the interest of the little audience you have. Because if you disappear, they'll just go to something else. You understand what I'm saying? You're still cultivating your appeal to the American public. And here's the thing. Hey, thank you, Sebron Worthy. Thank you, good brother. Thank you. Right? I just think you put your, there she is. Boy, bada bing. Bada bing. I'm not saying they got to be all that. I'm not saying they got to be supermodels. What I'm saying is that's a marketing thing. I think that's a cool little marketing piece that all of the women in the WNBA are fine or beautiful. They don't have to just, you understand what I'm saying? It doesn't, I'm just saying it helps. There are women who thought Kobe Bryant was exceedingly attractive. There are women who thought Michael Jordan was exceedingly attractive. There are women who thought whoever, Allen Iverson, was exceedingly attractive. And don't think that they didn't market that. Some people even think the NBA markets, what's the other Jalen over Jaylen Brown? Jason Tatum, because he's light over Brown. When they really should be marketing Brown as well at the same level, because this guy came out of Cal, University of Cal, West Coast Ivy League, basically, Cal, Stanford, these West Coast Ivy League schools. Brother's a genius. Brother got a $300 million contract. Brother's a MVP of the finals. They really should be marketing them both. But the NBA does have its colorism that we probably shouldn't buy into. And I'm sure that'll probably be the same in the WNBA as well. But you're still building a brand. That's the point that I'm saying. So it's kind of difficult, man. It's a lot of beautiful women in the WNBA. And I just wanted to shout out Juju real quick. Let me transition into my next topic here. Bill Gates says AI will replace doctors, teachers within 10 years and claims humans won't be needed for most things.
Can it replace him?
Well, I'm sure of it. I'm absolutely sure of it. But let me give you a little context about the Bill Gates piece. Most of your life is taken up with where you work. Oh, wow. Official Scott Victor, thank you. Thanks for all the knowledge and entertainment you have given me through the years. Keep it going. And fuck it then. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean, sorry. It's just, 7 out of 30. Let's keep rolling. And if you want to go to my Cash App, you can go to my Cash App. Support. $ZoWhat Netter. Let me just say this. Think about it. Most of your time is spent at work. You sell your time for your lifestyle. What you gonna do if they take your job? You're gonna recognize how empty your life is. And you're gonna try to fill up that extra time. Was it 60 hours a week? 40 hours a week?
Yeah.
Listen, it's 168 hours in a week. If you break that down, they say the average person still got 45, 50, 60, 70 hours left. The reason why it seemed like there's not enough time is because of poor time management skills. We mismanage our time. But imagine if you were freed up. Do you know the level of lethargy? People are going to be lethargic. People are going to be napping 15 hours a day. What are you going to do? When you have AI, technology, this is what your phone has been doing. Your phone has been taking away brain function. You used to do computation in your head. Now your phone does it for you. Your memory is weaker because your phone remembers for you. What are you paying attention to? You're looking at social media, the drama, the goofy shit that's happening, and it's coming at you a mile a minute. It's flying in. It's coming in even faster than that. So you can't even pay attention to anything. Imagine if all your work was done by computer. You would have to cultivate meaning. There's a book I've been telling you guys to go get for many, many years. The book is called A Brand New Mind by Daniel Pink. Miles Matthews, shout out to you. Thank you. Please continue. We got 9 out of 30, and we got a little over 2 hours to get it. Everybody hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe. Also, down at the bottom, super chat, $, support, support, support. Go to my Cash App if you want to, $, ZoWhat Nectar. Let me get back. The book, A Brand New Mind, or A Whole New Mind, by Daniel Pink. Daniel Pink used to be a speech writer for Bill Clinton. Kevin Figueroa, what up, Zo? Love the gems and knowledge you constantly drop. Worth supporting. Keep going. Thank you, fam. FAS Cash, thank you, fam. Thank you. We're up at 9. So, Daniel Pink, why right-brainers will rule the future. So, a lot of people don't understand brain biology, or they don't understand the science of neurology, the brain function, what it does. So your brain is split into 2 hemispheres. You have right brain, left brain. Many white men a long time ago thought that the right brain was useless. Absolutely useless, had no fucking purpose. That's because they didn't understand the brain. This is back in a time when they had a science called phrenology, where they said different spots of the brain are responsible for different compartments and functions. And they found that out later to be a pseudoscience, even though there's a seed of truth in that. But not to the, you love cinnamon because this, anyway. It was proven to be a pseudoscience, even though there was a seed of truth in it. But when we're talking about the right brain, the way your brain is set up, it crisscrosses, meaning the right side of the brain controls the left side of the body. The left side of the brain controls the right side of the body, right? The left side of the brain is masculine, linear. It's linear. That's what they call the masculine side of the brain, or the man side of the brain. It's linear, it's mental, it's A equals B, it's logic, straight line. A equals B equals C equals D. This is how it adds up. This is not adding up. That's your Nell Fox 333. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please continue to support. It's 320 people in here. We got 10. We need 20 more. Please continue to support. It's too many people in here for us to not support in great numbers. Let's continue to support. All right? I'm not going to lock the doors on you like Marvin Sapp. It's totally up to you to do it. But let me go back. So, they were saying that the right side of the brain was useless, had no purpose. But now they're starting to understand the right side of the brain deals with creativity, language, feelings, emotions. It's the feminine side of the brain. And in a lot of ways, it's the nonlinear side of the brain. In a lot of ways, it's the spiritual side of the brain. The left brain is masculine and practical. Structure, order, that's where the matrix lives, in the left side of the brain. To get outside of the matrix, you have to go into the right side of the brain, right? So this is what they're starting to understand about the right brain. This is why Daniel Pink put so much emphasis. Creativity, art, music, all of that stuff is right brain, right? I'm left-handed, which means I'm right-brained. Do you see? Daniel Pink's book is basically saying the old structure of linear thought is going out the window. Meaning is coming in. Why is the old structure of linear thought going out the window? Because technology is rising and technology can do all of those things. So what he was saying is you're going to get left behind if you don't cultivate internal meaning. Right-brained activities. Do you see what I'm saying? He said the rulers, he said, right now in this book, I want you to get the book. He said in that book, an MFA is more valuable than an MBA. Masters of Business Administration. He said Masters of Fine Art is better. Why? It was in this book that I read when he said, the technology that we own, y'all remind me, technology. Kingdom, man, like, you don't even respect the brother's time on the radio, huh?
Oh, shit, is it Monday?
It's Monday. Come on, King.
Call me when you're done, man.
All right, King, I'll holler back. Yep. Back to it. Technology, what was I saying? Shit. Y'all please hit the like button. I was saying something. Technology, that's right. Technology on the rise, right brain. I was saying something. Lloyd Hinton in the building. I was saying something. Oh,
MFA?
MBA, MFA. He's in the book, he said that MFA is more important. He said because of technology. He said back in the day, you remember back in the days when we were growing up, there was a time where you could say, you remember your grandmama say, go get him a Toyota. A Toyota or a Honda, that car gonna last him forever. Don't get him a Ford, fix or repair daily. The reason why that was said was because there were different levels of technological advancement at different car manufacturers. Oh, don't get him a Pinto because that's gonna break down after a while. Do you understand? You get him one of them Japanese, one of them Asian cars, it'll last forever. It's either Asian or German. Them cars, they gonna stay on the road. That used to be a thing. But in this book, he explains now that technology has advanced for everybody. Do you guys remember when Hyundai first came out? Hyundais were basically buckets. Cheap little buckets. Ugly, cheap little buckets. But it'll get you from to and fro for a little while. And then the little bucket will start messing. Have you seen Hyundai now? The technology has elevated the quality. Man, there's certain Hyundais that's like, what? The electric Hyundais, have you seen them? They crazy. So again, technology evens the playing field. So in the book, he was saying, now that technology is kind of even across the board, cars are going to be fast, cars are going to be efficient, cars can either be hybrids or electric, cars going to be whatever the manufacturer makes them, and they're going to be pretty durable, they're going to be pretty reliable because technology has kind of created a watershed moment where all of the companies get to make quality vehicles, right? Doesn't mean there aren't bum-ass vehicles still out there, but what he's saying is technology is kind of even the playing field where you don't just pick out one or two brands and say, those are the most reliable. I remember back in the day, Subaru, you want a reliable car? Get a Subaru. You remember that? That car is reliable and it's safe. Remember? They'd say, get a Volvo. That's safe. That's a safe car. Now they all safe. So what he's saying is, what the manufacturers are now looking for are creatives to get a creative advantage with regards to, this is what Audi did. Remember when Audi dropped The first R8 during the Super Bowl, the R8 commercial, when people saw that out, he's artist. The car now got hips. The car has an aggressive front. You need an MFA, Masters in Fine Art, to come in. I want to be able to design something that's going to cause an emotional spark in somebody. That's what cars are about now. The beauty is going to move me to buy some shit I can't afford. Right? Did you hear the way it sounds? Now they got engines tuned up or detuned. Oh, we got the Audi R8. It shares the same engine as the Lamborghini Huracan, but it's tuned down. Maybe 30, 40 horsepower. Tuned down maybe 30, 40 horsepower. Huracan like 600 horsepower. The Audi R8 V10 tuned down to about 525. Do you see? Same damn engine. Oh, so you mean to tell me the Audi R8 is a $100,000 cheaper Lamborghini? Oh, yes, it is. Do you see? It's all about the emotion. So a person would spend $100,000 more to get virtually the same car in a Huracan because of how it makes them feel, because of the stat. That's MFA, Masters in Fine Art. Right-brainers, creatives. This is the world that we're moving into. We're moving into a creative space. The mundane work that you do on a daily basis will be replaced. Do you guys remember us talking about, what's the word? Industry 4.0? We talked about this years ago on the Voice of Reason, not the Voice of Reason, on the ZoWhat Morning Show. We talked about this years ago. So what Bill Gates is saying right now isn't new or isn't shocking. Let me make sure I got everybody. Dade Soldier, thank you, brother. Thank you. Please continue, family. Please continue to support the best way you know how. Do you get what I'm saying? Did you know that the Taycan, the Porsche Taycan, and the Audi RS GT Performance, the Audi e-tron, these are two electric cars made by the same company, built on the same platform. They're virtually the same car. It's just that one has a Porsche badge and the other one has an Audi badge. But it's the emotion, it's the sentimentality, it's the story, it's the narrative. Marketing and fine arts. That's who they're looking to hire. NBA, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. NBA's come and go. We can get anybody to crunch the numbers and run the systems, the financial system. We get somebody to come do that. But we need the product that evokes emotion. What are you going to do when they take away what you do? Who are you going to be without your job? Many of you were conditioned to think you were your job. Hi, I'm a doctor. What happens when AI can do better surgery than you and has a higher success rate than you? What happens? Oh, all of that's coming. All of that's coming. What is that? Cease in the city. What up, what up, what up, what up? Thank you. We're at 14 of 30. We moving, y'all. We moving. I'm just letting you know, a lot of people associate their self-esteem and their sense of identity, their sense of self with what they do. What happens when that's taken away? Who will you be? That's what, to me, that's what Bill Gates is proposing here. Let's keep going. I got to shout this out really quick. More than 150 people dead after a 7.7 earthquake hit Thailand. Now, what's interesting is I had a friend who was over there. She was over there, and she literally left hours before this happened. Got on a plane on her way back to Los Angeles. Like, you never know what's going on. That's why I be saying, man, like, sometimes we get so caught up in trying to live our best life, and I'm not trying to besmirch anybody who want to go on vacation and sit on a beach and do all of this and that. But we be so self-unaware. We be so unaware of what the world is doing and what's going on in the world. We just so isolated and insulated about our own stimulation and about our own happiness. And I just think it's crazy. I just think, man, we just get so caught up in the superficiality of the world. And then, no disrespect to her, but the thought was, God has his hand on me because I made it out of there. That was the post. God has his hand on me because I made it out. I'm highly favored and blessed. And I'm saying that's spiritual narcissism, because the 150 people died. Were they cursed by God? They're his creation too, right? I think instead of saying God is on my team, I think the better thing to say in that moment is thank you and leave it at that. Show a sense of gratefulness that you got out, but also show a sense of remorse that they didn't. Because to imply that God favors you, highly favored and blessed and all of this and that, do you get what I'm saying? Were these other people cursed? Were they not highly favored by God? Does God have favorites? Do you understand? I want, like, philosophically speaking, I know the Bible says the chosen, so God got favors, right? So if that's the case, the Bible says only going to be 144,000, right? God's only rocking with 144,000. But Christianity has a population of over 1 billion parishioners. God gonna throw the rest of them away after he gets to 144,000? Are you hearing what I'm saying? This is why I don't get caught up in the numbers and the data and the details of it and the dogma of it. I just, in that situation, just be grateful, be humble that you got out. But the proclamation that you're favored, and I'm not, just, God showed you his grace. I love all that. But the implication is that you might be favored among or above others, like Mary was, right? You're the best woman here, and God has a special mission for you, and that is to become pregnant with his son. Highly favored among women is what the scriptures say. I'm just saying, let's be mindful.
I used to be like that.
Yeah, I believe it.
You know, I had blessings. I was guided, and I thought my life was better. Like, you know, I'm more entitled to the better things, so you do for me. And then God put me on the bench for like 15 years and said, go sit down here and get yourself together.
Man, I think the key word that you said was what? Entitled.
Yeah.
And I think we have to be mindful of the roots of entitlement wherever they sprout up. Because if not, we could be taken advantage of. We could be taken off guard because we're not paying attention. That is entitlement. And I just think gratitude is it supersedes all. Just thank you. I don't know why you did what you did. I'm not going to say I am one of your favorites. I'm just going to say thank you for what you did. Because in one breath, you say God moves in mysterious ways, and God's ways is not our ways, and we don't know how he moves. Then in the next breath, you're thinking for him by saying, I'm highly favored by him. Well, you'd have to get, I did get the message because I was able to get on the plane. But is that the message?
maybe everybody got the message. You just listened.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes just sit quiet and say thank you. Thank you. For whatever reason. Maybe your mission wasn't complete. You don't know. Maybe you got saved from that disaster because he got a bigger disaster waiting on you that's actually going to train you to be a better being. Maybe that disaster was too small for you to be a part of. And he's got a more impactful disaster that might lead you to right brain thinking. I don't know. Ooh, yeah. Okay, let me move on. I'm moving on. So a lot of people are mad at Marvin Sapp because Marvin Sapp, the Reverend, was like, close the doors. I need $40,000. 40 people, everybody give 1,000. We got people online, give 1,000. Yeah, 40,000. And he getting crushed for it because he needed 40,000 in donations. They on his ass. They even saying that he's being indicted or arrested for kidnapping 1,500 people. Usher, close the damn door. But what they're not talking about is Paula White, right? Donald Trump's faith advisor. Paula White claims 1,000 Easter offerings will unlock 7 supernatural blessings. Paula White is the spiritual daughter of who? Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Who is that? Y'all remember who that is? Get ready, get ready. This is his spiritual daughter. And TD Jakes is who I'm saying. Is it in the Bible where it says one pastor can raise up other pastors in some type of spiritual, magical kind of gift? In psychology, magical thinking is called schizotypical, or schizotypal is the word. Schizotypal. Magical thinking, right? She's selling blessings for 1,000. And if you see the video, she gonna tell you what those blessings are. But we own Marvin Sapp's head, but we not pulling her to the carpet because I think her claims are even more like, whoa, wait a minute. If you give $1,000, I will unlock 7 supernatural blessings. Do you believe she has the power to do so? Do you believe TD Jakes has the power to bestow those powers onto her? Do you believe TD Jakes has those powers to bestow upon you 7 supernatural blessings? I'm not saying that there aren't some pastors out there with the hand of God on them, with the grace of God on them, that have certain gifts, whether it be psychic. Christians don't like the word psychic, so we'll say the word prophecy. But I don't think that that's exclusive to just Christian parishioners. I think that's a human thing that, you know, we all have access to that, some more than others. But because we're caught up in a toxic cycle of toxic content, the number one person in this field that's being dragged is Marvin Sapp. But if you're going to drag him, you should drag her. But she got hundreds of thousands of followers. She is the faith advisor to Donald Trump. and her spiritual daddy is a black man. Y'all want to have a conversation? TD Jakes is her spiritual daddy. Did TD Jakes pass these 7 supernatural blessings? And I'm not here to besmirch TD Jakes. I'm not here to say none of this is true, because what I'm going to say is the human condition contains miracles. What is defined or perceived as miracles? Being a human being contains that. Oftentimes, we'll just attribute that to the dogma that we inherited when we were born to a particular group of people. So if we were all born in another part of the world, whatever the religious belief system there, whatever the dogma there, we would be raised as that. You understand? But Prince played 23 instruments proficiently. That's a fucking miracle. Stevie Wonder playing the drums, writing records, producing records, playing all the instruments. Stevie Wonder's a Prince kind of. He doing everything Prince did, but he blind. That's a miracle. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, being a human being is a miracle. So but oftentimes we attribute it to the dogma that we inherited from the family we were born into. So I just think it's interesting that Paula White is getting these Easter offerings. She's getting them. And I would be interested to see from the people that gave her the $1,000 per offering. I would be interested to see the blessings manifesting, the 7 supernatural blessings. This should be like a whole television event that would show, and I'm not saying that it isn't real, but that would show that these blessings are actually manifesting because of sowing $1,000 seed. Now, I've heard celebrities like LL Cool J say, hey man, I tithe, I give 10%. And I know we all give to some spiritual organization something, whether it's ritual, money for rituals, whether it's, tithing, offerings, whatever, zakat, charity. We're all giving to something, but I'm just interested in the claim. Like, if you say, at least the brother said, and I'm not making his claim any better or worse than hers, but his was, we need money to run this thing. Marvin Sapp was like, yo, this thing we got bills, this is how a church runs, right? Okay. And I'm not alluding to that he's a better pastor or he's running a better church or has a better system. I'm not alluding to any of that, right? I'm not saying he's misappropriating funds, mismanaging. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying he basically said, we need these for bills. She said, you give me that $1,000, I'm going to unlock 7 supernatural gifts. Which claim is the most egregious? I'll let you decide. I'm going to keep moving. Ah, shit. We have a video clip, and I want to play this video clip before I get into this. I want to play the video clip before I get into this, but let me just say, the doors of the church are open. Ushers, close the doors. Close them. Fuck it then. Lock the damn doors. Lock the doors. We have half of what we asked for. 15 of 30 super chatters Can the rest of y'all come in here? We only need 15 people out of the 389 folk we got in here. Can everybody drop a 5 spot on the super chat or my Cash App? $ ZoWhat Netter. The super chat is the $ down at the bottom. Come on. I'm not going to give you nothing supernatural. I can't unlock 7 supernatural gifts. Zo, do not lock us in here, please. Kidnapping. Yeah, you can go to my Cash App, $ ZoWhat Netter. Please support the best way you know how. We got a clip that I want to play. Do we have it? Are we there? I want you guys to see this clip, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about Kanye. The one you sent me.
One of the things that I learned from whistleblowers from the cabal
Started
itself
from the top.
is that they have to work within something they call the rules. And this is very, very important. The rules are a body of spiritual principles that they must follow in order to be allowed to exist. Now, what do I mean by allowed to exist? I mean that they are aware that there are benevolent forces that will prevent them from achieving their goals unless we give them permission to enslave us. Ultimately, the universe is intelligent, alive, and conscious, and it is benevolent. It is a benevolent consciousness. That consciousness does not allow the negative to succeed unless it is invited. So the cabal has made a science, a very elaborate science, out of studying these arcane, occult, magical principles that allow them to get away with what they do. So they have to put out everything that tells you who they are in music videos, in these Super Bowl halftime shows, the Grammy Awards ceremonies. They're out there showing you the truth. This is what people are going to have so much trouble with once disclosure happens, is that these people actually practice black magic, and they are very, very good at it.
First off, a white man can't tell me nothing about black magic. Language is magic. The word black, you got to turn that volume down on the TV. The word black and white come from the same root. When you heard the word casa, house, blanca, the White House, Casablanca, White House. That's what your capital in D.C. is called, the White House, where the president lives. Casablanca. Blanca produces the word black. So a white man can't tell me that black magic is evil, because he's not the creator of any type of magic, not even white magic. The hell? What is considered black magic is the most potent magic, going all the way back to Amenta, the mysteries of Amenta, right? This is where our word occult comes from. Amen, that which is hidden. Amun, that which is hidden. Occult means hidden knowledge. The most potent form of any type of magic, magic coming from the word magi, which means wisdom. I know y'all not ready for this. Language is magic, because if you don't understand the words, where they came from, you don't know what kind of spells you're speaking onto yourself. So look at it from a psychological standpoint. Negative self-talk without understanding the words you're using to tear yourself down creates a psychotraumatic prison that many people can't escape from. Do you see? Amen, Amun, that which is hidden. Isn't the essence of God hidden and thus occult? This is why they say God moves in mysterious ways. But if you don't understand the languaging, why is God a mystery? because God essentially is unknown. One of the terms that the Hindus use is ineffable. You can't put words to it. God transcends words, which makes it unknown. You think the word God represents the reality of, no, it doesn't. God is a German word, gut, where you get your English word good. All you got to do is add one more zero. God becomes good. Put a D in front of evil, you get devil. Turn evil backward, you get live. These are spells. But you're not symbol literate. You're not taught to understand symbology, because that's the Mason. This is how they're able to navigate and traverse the land at a different level than the commoner. What makes you a commoner? Your lack of symbol literacy. This is why when you're walking or when you drive into any state, you'll see the symbols right on the welcome to whatever. Or you drive into any city, you'll see the symbols, welcome to whatever. And as the video is saying, they gotta teach you. We've been saying that on this show for damn near 20 years. The ZoWhat Morning Show started in July 12th of 2013. Kevin will be on here saying they got to tell you. They tell you in movies. They tell you in music. They tell you in this. They tell you in that. Where do you think he got it from? If Kevin been saying that for 15 years, where did he get it from? We're the Chuck Berry of this shit. He was watching us. Said, well, you know what? I'm going to say exactly what the brother said, but I'm on a bigger platform because I'm white. No disrespect. No disrespect. He watching us. And literally, when I heard this clip, what did I say, Mike, when you sent me this clip?
Let me get a copy, put it on for tomorrow.
Because as soon as I heard him, I said, Kevin been saying that for 10 years, 15 years. $17 out of 30. Thank you, guys. Let's keep it rolling. Thank you, Dade Soldier. Do you understand what I'm saying? He said what Kevin said verbatim. Now, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just serendipitous. Maybe he just put together the exact same words Kevin Berenger put together. And maybe it's just organic and they're at the same vibrational frequency and, you know, they just tapped into the same knowledge and they said the exact same words. But Kevin had been saying it from platform to platform to platform. We over at RMC. Kevin said it over there. Oh, no, Kevin came not at RMC. He came at Dash. No, he came at T Radio V and then went to Dash and then came here. Across platforms, Kevin been saying the same thing. This white man come out and say the exact, you know, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm assuming. But let's get even deeper. He said they got to tell you the truth. Well, there's a whole thing out there right now talking about plants, industry plants. And one of those industry plants is supposed to be sexy red. Some people even say dochi is an industry plant. Well, let me tell you something about the whole plant shit. Don't think a motherfucker over there with a Harvard educated mindset. Not to say that that's the best mindset to have. Let's take it even further. Let's take it even higher. Don't think a motherfucker over there with a Hampton or HU, which one is the real HU, or Howard educated mindset. To be a CIA plant is just to be given an opportunity. The system is the plant. The industry is the plant, not the person. How you get the person to capitulate is you put them in position to change their lives. Do you understand? And then what happens is, do you, boo? You want some degeneracy? Do you? We'll put you in the algorithm. You got lip gloss named after STDs and STIs? In the algorithm. We'll put you in places that you were never before, or this kind of degeneracy was never before available to. We'll put you with mainstream artists. Are you listening? Well, wait, because before, I remember Uncle Luke couldn't get with no mainstream artist when he first came out. NWA couldn't get with no mainstream artists when they first came out, and they was clocking millions of dollars. Millions of sales. Am I lying? Public Enemy? So when we hear the plant word, niggas think somebody like she Agent 007. You know what I'm saying? No, just give her an opportunity to blow up. And then the caveat is just do you. I've seen it. I see how they create and craft artists. They be like, oh, this shit working? Okay, let's go find a white one. The white version of this will be ridiculous. I saw how Britney Spears came out right after Brandy. And Brandy didn't come out as Brandy Norwood. Brandy just came out as Brandy. Wait a minute, a 16-year-old kid, actress? Oh, let's go find a white one. Oh, the Mickey Mouse Club. Let's grab her. Now, she can't sing like this 16-year-old Brandy, but we can package her. And then for a minute, she was just Britney before she came Britney Spears. Do you understand what I'm saying? All this shit is contrived. All this shit is put together. Right? So here's the thing. That's sexy, Red. And maybe a lot of youngsters, a lot of people who listen to her can relate to her, but can't demonstrate as she would. Hey, Trill Topic for Minds, Uplift. Thank you. Thank you. 18 out of 30. Come on, guys. We only need 12 more people to jump in and support. And it's 400 people in here. So I was saying something and then I got taken off. But the bottom line is what I'm saying is she doesn't have like this grand scheme of whatever. It's just do you. Let's elevate a level of our culture, right? That's usually reserved for behind closed doors or reserved for some type of, man, these people need help. We need to help them. They need resources, blah, blah, blah. No, we'll just elevate it to celebrity status. She doesn't, the only instruction is just be you. And because we're going to proliferate this content everywhere, you're going to turn the young girls who got parents, the young girls who have a purpose in their life. They're going to resonate with what you're doing. There's going to be some kind of rebelliousness that sparks up in them from listening to this because they see you as free, right? The behavior is free. What up, Raheem? The behavior is free. The behavior is unapologetic. The behavior is confident. So that's going to inspire a new generation of classy reds. Classy on the outside, but ratchet on the inside. That's what they do when they listening to the music. This is how I would get off if people wasn't looking at, or, you know, at work, I can't be like this.
They used to call them cloochies.
Clutchy?
Classy hoochie.
Classy hoochie. Hoochie.
Cloochie.
Clutchy. I call them clatchet. Classy ratchet. And I agree with you. Somebody asked, wait, one more. Somebody asked, was West Coast gangster rap the start of the CIA psyop in the 80s to destroy hip hop? Possibly. Potentially. Why not? It's feasible. How some African Americans who got when I say African Americans, I mean black people that indigenously came from here, that were here before everybody else, mixed with Africans. How is it that we can pick up on some ancient griot vibration that turns into hip hop? If you saw Kool Moe Dee's last interview with Willie D, Kool Moe Dee said he envisioned hip hop being the continuation of Malcolm X's work. He said that's when it was at its height, when you had Public Enemy, Poor Righteous Teacher, Brand Nubian. You had all of these guys that was teaching knowledge of self. Again, words are spells. When the spell was take off the gold chain and put on the African medallion. That's when they stepped in and said, nah, fuck that. Let's shift the paradigm. We like to blame the artists, though, like it's their fault. These guys came from where they came from and were raised in an environment where they were raised. And the culture is different. The culture on the East is different than the culture on the West. The culture on the East is, I would say, a little bit more cultured, especially Northeast, New York in particular. One of the most, highly cultured spaces, to the point where it engenders egotistic, condescending elitism. I had the conversation with Kool Moe Dee. I told Kool Moe Dee, you got to start doing podcasts. I told Kool Moe Dee, go do podcasts. I said, you have to step out as the big brother and acknowledge that New York is condescending to other people that don't sound like them. That's why J. Cole is one of their favorites. No diss to J. Cole. J. Cole is dope as fuck. That's why they lean towards Drake over Kendrick until Kendrick obliterated everything, where Kendrick had to do what Michael Jackson did. Oh, you're not going to acknowledge me? All right, I'm going to drop a Thriller album on your ass. Now you got to acknowledge. Do you understand? New York is more cultured, but that doesn't mean you're better than other people. And I told Mo, if you don't start talking and speaking about this shit, there are going to be East Coast, West Coast misunderstandings. You get Joey Badass come out and say too much West Coast dick licking, not knowing how fucking big the West Coast is. It encompasses Arizona. It encompasses Washington. It encompasses California, Oregon. Like, it's too big for you to say too much West Coast dick licking, because you're going to offend a lot of people. Just trying to get some kind of, do you understand? I said, Mo, you got to come out and talk. I said, if L can come out and say, it took me a minute to understand Outkast, that means you have an East Coast bias. Nigga, as an A&R person, one of One of the gifts I most admire about Clive Davis can hear different shit coming, or at least he could. He could hear it like, oh, that shit, put this writer with that, put this producer with that. Oh, you see this artist coming? Oh, they coming. That's one of the keys to being an A&R. New York is tone deaf because they love the sound of their own voice, that it takes them a while to catch up to everybody else. That's why when Lord Jamar was talking about Kendrick, he was talking about the cadence and the flow, and he didn't like it and this and that. But when you get into it, which is why I love when MC Shan and Lord Jamar spoke, MC Shan was like, hey, that motherfucker lyrical than a motherfucker. He write his own shit. Drake broke rules. Understand? But all of these guys are plants. Because they are aware, man, if we release a certain thought process, it'll derail the masses, because the music, regardless of where it's coming from, East Coast, West Coast, South, Northwest, Midwest, wherever it's coming from, will program the minds of the youth. The music makes you derivative. The content you consume makes you derivative. All of you motherfuckers are carbon copies of each other because we're all consuming the same bullshit. That's why the algorithms on your YouTube, on your iPhone, on your TikTok, on your Instagram, all these algorithms giving you the same bullshit. You watch this, so you like this kind of bullshit. Let's push more to them. So to say she's a plant, right? Maybe she is, but that doesn't say she's got an attaché case. Your next target is... No, you are the target. Just keep coming out with that kind of content. Meg Thee Stallion, Glorilla, all of them, same shit. It's derivative. Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, derivative. And you can say the same thing for the brothers. What's the difference between Jay-Z, Biggie, Snoop Dogg, Too Short, and E40? You can say, oh, their sound, their voice, their cadence, their flow. But what's the difference in their content when they were at their height? What's the difference in the content? Money, clothes, and hoes. Fuck a bitch. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Who you hoes calling my daddy? Like that, mommy? Then Doechii comes out with another narrative. I don't like straight men. Right? In a time where the gender shit, do you see? We gonna keep you confused by what you consume. You don't know who the fuck you are, but you know what you like to consume. Are y'all peeping? And while all this is happening, then Kanye pops out. Kanye had a damn handler. He exposed his handler. And I don't know what happened with Kanye. I don't know what's going on. But I know this ain't right. And you can say marketing and promotion. You can say he's a marketing genius because he got everybody's attention. Whenever he pops out, he gets everybody's attention because he's reckless. He's going to say the wildest, most offhanded shit. But then within that, there's weaved jewels and all. Kendrick ain't got no hits is what he said. That don't make sense. So again, oh, it's his mother's death that made him unhinged, that made him this and that made him blah, blah, blah. Here's the reality. If you're going to speak the truth, speak the truth. Don't mix the truth with hate. Don't mix the truth with narcissistic injury. Right? Don't mix the truth with deep-seated unhealed emotional wounds, speak clearly and succinctly about what it is. Don't go after and hate a fellow artist, because to say the brother ain't got no hits is asinine. He got what, 12, 13, 100 million plus streamed songs. You don't get to that level. You understand? You don't become a Pulitzer Prize. Damn is about to be the first and only single to go double diamond. So it's like you're just throwing shit out there to exacerbate the public, to get them to come in, and I get it. But if you want to be a harbinger of truth, if you want to uplift your people, you can't be standing on your people's neck while you're trying to pull them up. It's almost like you're trying to pull their motherfucking head off. Don't do that. So I don't understand the purpose. I don't understand the rhyme, the reason behind why. Oh, let me attack Jay-Z and Beyonce. They should have stood behind me when I was going through all that shit with my kids. But it's not their responsibility to be your parent. No, I want loyalty. Well, your mother would have did that for you. Right? His mother was a wonderful woman, an educator, beautiful sister, intelligent sister, and she had her son's back, 100%. We ride with her for riding with you. But you can't expect somebody else to step in and complete her job because they call themselves your friends. They are adults with their own adult problems that if your definition of friendship is to come and defend me, that sounds like narcissism. That sounds like codependency. That sounds like a whole bunch of mental shit that's going on. Now, you can argue the flip side. Hey, somebody slipped him something. He came out and exposed the handler, and the handler would say, I'll put you in La La Land. You won't see your kids and this, that, and the third. So I understand, man, maybe there's a high level of paranoia. But this industry will make you toxic from within for sure. And then the all black KKK garb. You can get metaphysical. You can say it's the Knights of Seville from France, a secret order. You can get fancy. Maybe he read the Quran, the secret handbook of the KKK. Not the Quran, the Quran. Why is your book, KKK, your secret society book, if y'all Christians, name the Quran? Why do you and Noble Drew Ali's people have this book? Why is the Quran reminiscent of the Circle K7 book? What is going on? All of this is a psyop to keep you from understanding who you are. Don't you know you somebody without Kanye's music? Without Kendrick's music? Without Michael Jackson's music? Don't you know you are somebody unique and special without any of this? Without Zoe's opinions? I just think when the words are so vitriolic, I mean, we getting hit on every side. If it's not Sexy Red, it's LeBron and Stephen A. That's a psyop. Am I making up? Stephen A's job is to antagonize people by being a shock jock, right? For television. Howard Stern was that. Who was that other guy that was on TV in the 90s? Brown hair. Who was the guy? Al Sharpton was on the show and he got into a fight. Who was that guy? He used to smoke cigarette.
Rush Limbaugh?
No, not Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh is one of those kinds too. But this was TV. He had them big ass teeth. He would smoke cigarettes. And he had an interview show. If you pull up the show, that's when, not Don Imus. Don Imus is one of those types too. Stephen A is after that same lineage. Remember, Not Geraldo. Geraldo's one of those guys. This is a guy who was on in the 90s. I think it's Robert Downey.
Geraldo?
Not Geraldo. Morton Downey. Just pull up Morton Downey. You'll see. Just all you gotta do is say, what's my man? The Reverend Al Sharpton gets into a fight on a TV show. Morton Downey Jr. That's him. Stephen A. is that. Yeah, his job was to be provocative. Stephen A. is articulate. He's intelligent. He's well read. He's well educated. And he's bombastic. He's loud. He's aggressive. He's condescending. He's hyper confident. And then you can also see narcissistic trends in him as well. I was with my agent and the owner of my agency. Every time he told a story, he had to retell that part, which is immaterial to what the fuck was happening.
I noticed the name dropping.
He just kept naming. And I was with Curb Your Enthusiasms, Larry David. And he had to just keep, so the fuck what? And I mean no disrespect, but that's narcissism. Yeah, smart guy. Yes, you're great at what you do. But when you start, listen, let me just tell you, brother, and I know you know this probably better than I do because you've risen higher than I have. The higher you rise in the entertainment industry, the same ladder you came up, while you stepping up that ladder, they building the escalator to take your ass down. And the escalator is going to be a swifter ride than the climb up. So don't get all in your, and maybe that's persona. Maybe that's not who he really is. But do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I was sitting with them and, you know, I had just closed my deal, you know, because 100 million plus, I had just, that's immaterial to what the fuck happened. And here's the thing, I'm more on Stephen A.'s side than I am LeBron, because I feel like LeBron is passive aggressive. I do believe that about him. I do believe that LeBron is very calculating and manipulative as well. And at the end of the day, LeBron, as a ball player, bro, no disrespect to you, man. Just stay out of that shit because that's his arena to talk shit, to keep it going. You gave him life. Like you gave him life by doing all of this. Because now he gets, if you mention anything else, he gets to say something else. If he gets, and then he goes too far. You know, you wasn't at Kobe's. Like, oh, you look weak. I love Matt Barnes' take on it. You know, I love that. All that shit is just goofy. And I'm just saying, man, the brother, I went back and I listened. The brother wasn't really talking shit about Bronny. He just simply said that kid ain't ready. And he also said, with all due respect, brother, as a father, stop this. And I get it. You took it personal. You got emotional about it. And I've been emotional. I done lost my cool before, so I totally fucking get it. And if anybody come at my kid, I get it. But at the professional level, it's shit that happens to my son. He's a pro ball player now. Ain't shit I can do about it. He grown. 5 years out of college, hooping his ass off. He grown. Ain't shit I could do about it. At that level, you got to step back and allow the maturation process to happen, man. I got you here. There's going to be lumps. You're going to be doubted. Motherfuckers going to put you down. They're going to disrespect you because of my name, because of my lineage, because of the history, the pedigree that they're going to be on your ass. They're going to hold you to a higher standard, blah, 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 blah. That's all you can do. But you say, oh, I was protecting my house, my family, my household. No, you weren't. Your household wasn't under attack. Just wasn't. or I'm protecting my teammates. Well, nobody was under attack. He said you were under attack. Then, of course, he gets goofy talking about he would have swung. You wouldn't have.
He just signed a $100 million deal, and he talking about.
Right. You one of those niggas that count your money. I just signed a $100 million deal. You going to swing on LeBron and risk it all? No, you're not. Like, stop. And everybody saw it as cap. You look disingenuous. You look weak. So don't say that. Just stick to the facts as a journalist. As a journalist, you're 100% right. Bronny was a little half-baked. Got him in there too soon. You still got to remember, had very limited time at USC, had the cardiac arrest. Of course, his father's going to be concerned about that, him playing, him dealing with that. Of course, everybody's going to be concerned about that. Can he come back? Can he make a contribution? When you're playing basketball, you got to always be making a contribution. There's not a down moment in basketball. So if you're on defense, get a rebound, get a steal, get a block, right? If you're on offense, get a rebound, score, get an assist, right? Steal, right? So you don't know how he's going to bounce back from that. So, of course, as a father, you're concerned. You're going to be looking at him with the side eye. How's he breathing? Is he okay? Is his wind up? How's he feeling? So, as a parent, I understand that piece too. But you got to remember, this is Los Angeles, second largest market in America. The Los Angeles Laker fans have expectations that are a little different than, say, Cleveland. We would ask the mayor to get rid of the Lakers if they go on a 50-year drought of championship. We'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Okay? That's just Lakers. Like LA, Philadelphia, New York, Chicago, Boston. These are fan places that the fans be crazy. So to put your son in a situation in LA is kind of tough. And even like everybody is saying, you never really hear of a 55th pick. Either they make it or they don't. And if they don't, you forget all about them. But because this is the son of one of the greatest ball players to ever play, you put him in an LA uniform, it's kind of like, oh shit, you better show something, goddammit. Like we've never seen a player like just look like, nah, not ready at all. Some people, well, Kobe didn't. No. That rookie year, everybody knew, oh, here this nigga come. This nigga coming. Oh, yeah, fuck it then. He's shooting bricks. But he had the heart to do it. And he had flashes throughout that season, and he had to fucking deal with Dale Harris's goofy ass. If he would have went to Charlotte, where he got drafted, Kobe would have came out averaging 35 points a game. 30, 25, 27. He would have been averaging what Allen Iverson them was averaging. He would have hooped like that. But he came to a stacked Laker team. Eddie Jones, Nick Van Exel, Shaquille O'Neal, Cedric Sabalas, Eldon Campbell, and so many others. They had a whole fucking squad. Come on, man. I was at them motherfucking games. What the fuck? Motherfucker had a squad.
I forgot about Sabalos.
All them niggas was on it. Man, knock it off.
And Dale couldn't get him nowhere.
See what I'm saying? So Kobe couldn't just come in. Oh, well, LeBron was able to just come in because he went to Cleveland. Wasn't shit in Cleveland. He got there. Here's the keys to the organization. If Kobe would have went to Charlotte, wasn't shit in Charlotte. Do you understand? Shit is crazy, man. And all of it is a psyop. It's all fixed and rigged. We got new flopping rules. Did you see that egregious flop that LeBron did against the Celtics where he held his neck as if he got elbowed in the neck by Jason Tatum?
Didn't touch him.
Didn't touch him at all. This is why people are rubbed the wrong way by LeBron. It's like a lot of bitching and complaining and flopping and crying and boo-hooing and passive-aggressive shit. Stop.
But it looked so real until you saw the slow-mo.
You saw the slow-mo, he's like 8 inches away from his neck. Like, that shit is goofy. And I'm a black man. I'm 100% on board with LeBron James punking the Los Angeles Lakers on the nepotism side of the game. White people been punking us on the nepotism side of the game for years. Hell, the political process is nepotism. Because if all them niggas is cousins, isn't that nepotism? Mostly all your presidents are related. You found the one nigga that's related to everybody. All the royals. You found Obama. Your mama is part of royalty? Just randomly in Missouri somewhere.
That's a coincidence, man.
What the fuck? And then they gonna take you to Hawaii, you Guam or wherever, Philippines. They finna just keep you sequestered? Oh, you mean in your childhood you met former presidents? So all this shit just lined up randomly. Okay, cool. If you want me to believe it, I'll believe it. Fuck it. Just looks strange. Just looks prepared. And then by the time it's time for you to become presidential worthy, you ain't got no dirt, no record, no nothing. I don't know a black man that ain't got nothing.
More importantly, create something.
So, I mean, hey, we got to 21 out of 30. I'm just going to say I'm proud. We got an hour left. If we can get 9 more people to hit that super chat, that would be absolutely amazing. 9 more people can hit the super chat, or they can go to my Cash App, which is $ZoWhatNetter. If you're enjoying today's show, if you're enjoying the content, if you're enjoying what we laying down, please support the best way you know how. Like, share, subscribe. Support the black-owned businesses that we've put in front of you. Of course, he is risen. The all-natural herbal male ED is male ED pill is available right now. Just go to my website, MrZoWhat.com. The herbal ED pill is created by Russell Harrison, who is, in my opinion, like a Dr. Sebi. I've been to the brother's house. His whole house was full of herbs, right? And that's just what he does, is create. He was like, I got 10, 12 blends of this shit, like different variations and strength levels of this. He created He Is Risen for the ZoWhat Morning Show. And a lot of people have told me the results are resulting. So go to ZoWhatNetter and support the best way you know how. Order right now. I typically go to, now my day is Wednesday and Friday. I typically go to the post office on Wednesday and Friday. If you want yours shipped out this week, go there now. Order. I don't even ask people to buy the book anymore. We have copies of my book. You can buy it from my website. The Holographic Relationship. Just continue to support the best way you know how. Again, tonight, I'm on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. Of course, that is my Voice of Reason show. My final topic tonight, and I got so many, or today, my final topic, I'm just going to transition into it real quick. Critics see Trump's attacks on Black Smithsonian as an effort to sanitize racism in U.S. history. President Donald Trump's order accusing the Smithsonian Institution of not reflecting American history notes correctly that the country's founding fathers declared that all men are created equal, but they weren't talking about black people when that was written. Literally. 3/5. Black people were still considered 3/5. You had the Virginia Compromise and you had the New Jersey Compromise. right? New Jersey Compromise for small states. The Virginia Compromise for larger states. This is how you get your house separated when they create the big compromise and they put the Virginia and the New Jersey compromises together. So there was balance. You're going to get a House of Representatives and you're going to get a Senate. In the Senate, everybody get 2 or something like that. House of Representatives based on population. Without the merger of these 2 plans, the Virginia plan and the New Jersey plan, without the merger of these 2 plans, it would have been imbalanced because the larger states would have had more power. And that's what the smaller states didn't like. So you had different people that were Federalists versus Anti-Federalists. Federalists wanted big government. Anti-Federalists wanted smaller, contained government. Now the Federalists are Democrats because of the social programs that they want to offer. It makes government bigger. The Republicans would be equivalent to Anti-Federalists. They want it smaller, privatized. Put it back in the state, put it back in the hands of the state. That's what they want to do. But at that time, when they're voting on shit in the government, did you know the slave states, because they were smaller states, could use 3/5 of the population of their slaves to count as their overall population so they could compete with larger states? So when you say, oh, it don't reflect American history, it reflect that history. That's what the Black Smithsonian is supposed to do. Don't try to sanitize who y'all motherfuckers was. That's who you were. Well, to make our populations larger, let's, we can add 3/5, we can count 3/5 of our slaves. As the overall population. In many slave states, because remember, the United States at that time was still growing and the motherfucker was split. Northern states, free states. Southern states, slave states. Let's not forget that. Okay? How is the Black Smithsonian, right, not telling the truth in some way by just saying what happened? But this goes back to my original point about this whole story. Fuck their telling. Listen, the government should not be the chief librarian of your story, the chief copy editor of your story. Just shouldn't be. That's like the Egyptians over in Egypt rewriting the story of the ancients, knowing they got there 800 years ago, knowing that that place was already 5 times ancient before they even stepped foot. Your name is Araba, to traverse. That's a wanderer, Bedouin, nomad. You didn't come from you've been traveling. Your name is Arab, not Kemetin. What the fuck? But since we got here 800 years ago after the collapse of the Roman Empire, after the Grecian folk left, I guess we can assume the identity of the ancients. It's hella goofy. It's the same shit. You're sanitizing the history over there like the history is being sanitized over here. Be honest. When the framers wrote the Declaration of Independence, all men are created equal and all that, they weren't talking about black people. They got a lot of that shit from English and French philosophers. Look them up. All men are created equal. The inalienable rights. I forgot the guy's name. One of them is Montesquieu, French. But yeah, These are high-ass ideals, and America had to come to the cold, harsh reality. We're not living up to these ideals by treating human beings like a shovel or a spatula. How can we say the inalienable rights of folk when racism is tearing this fucking country apart and we're just building it up? Building up on high principles, but living at a low vibrational level. You got motherfuckers writing all these high, Thomas Jefferson, writing all these high, lofty words with Sally Hemings and all her kids. How is history a part of a DEI movement? I just think it's asinine. But it's our fault because we're waiting for the government to acknowledge our history when we should just tell it to our kids, tell it ourselves. This is our stories. These are our mores, our history, our culture, the way we get down. That's how we should stay. But no, I want his official telling. I want his official telling of our story. Yo, Roderick Ray, look, we're at 22. We only need 8 more. I was going to end the show earlier, but we're close. We've never gotten this close before. I asked for 30. We're at 22. Can I spend the last few minutes asking you guys to support? Can I spend the last few minutes asking you guys to support? Best way you know how. You can go to my Cash App, $ZoWhatNetter. Support that way. $ZoWhatNetter. You can go to the Super Chat. Support that way. But please support. I'm not here to besmirch anybody's good name. 400 people in here. I think we should be able to make 8 more. All right, that's the end of my little diatribe. Mikael, is there something you want to say to the folk?
Not on the top of my head.
All right. Well, I will say this. Please go to themiracleinglewood.com and support the roundtable, the relationship roundtable, connection and laughs. Comedy and laughs. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing work, you guys. It's going to be fired. No locked doors. No locked doors. We appreciate everybody for tapping in. Don't forget, tonight, KBLA Talk 1580, The Voice of Reason returns this week. It's going to be on fire. Come back to this YouTube channel at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. East Coast, that would be 10 p.m. East Coast time, 8 p.m. Central. It's going to be fire. I got an amazing topic. Please tap in. Stay tuned. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody for coming in. I appreciate us for getting to 22 out of 30. That's pretty good. 22 out of 30 is damn good. And don't forget, buy your tickets. If you're in the Los Angeles area, buy your tickets. Support. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, OneStream.tv. We're live on OneStream. Hey,
I do have something to say.
Huh?
The graphic novel that you promoted in the beginning.
Yeah.
All right, let's put it up. Let me get you the widescreen. There you go.
Bada bing.
We're starting a new series. It's called Digital Slave Trade. And I remember the brother just shared his Gmail account, his email. We got to get people to start thinking website. Send people to your website. Right. Get the views, get the SEOs. Therefore, you can start attracting your audience for
SEO,
future products.
Search engine optimized.
Yes.
Yes.
Instead of using an account that probably somebody is tuning into and spying on you, let's regenerate that activity and currency to your own stuff.
Man, listen, you said something powerful. We are the owners of our history and the telling of it. Remember, the African, the Native American, whichever side you want to own. We got Indian, and we got it all. My big mama said we had it all. Big mama said we are the African, the Indian, and the white man. That's what Big Mama said to me. She made it clear. We the African, the Indian, and the white man. That's what she said. Now, those African Indian pieces, oral tradition, passed down orally, oral tradition. We got to get back to that. We don't need an official European documentation of our history. We should be the authors of it and the keepers of the sacred knowledge of who we are. That should be us. Man, when you wounded, though, you need the validation of those who abused you. All right. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Number love, 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 love. I'll holler at you guys next week with another ZoWhat Morning Show. Thank you. Deuces. Yeah.